What's up, everybody? If you haven't heard, there's a new, unique, fun FPS game being currently worked on, and that's what we're talking about today. It's called FragPunk, and it's pretty unique. It's a familiar concept, and I was lucky enough to test the alpha, so I'm going to kind of talk about today what I liked, what I didn't like, what I was so on. But what this game is, it's like if you took a game similar to Valorant, where it's a hero shooter. You have your heroes, you have your buy round for weapons, but then you put a unique twist on it where before every round, your team voted on cards that modify the playing field in the game for both yourself and how you can affect the enemy team. For example, for yourself, you could have health regen that you vote on, or you could have an extra site to plant the bomb, or you can have an extra bomb, essentially. And then for like affecting the other team, you can give them bigger heads so it's easier to hit headshots, or where you can have a card that switches the health bar between you and an opponent, or you can have things that switch the fields like grows grass on the field that gives you cloaking, etc. There's so many different cards, it's impossible to talk about all of them. But this was my first experience with a game like this. I haven't played CSGO, which I know isn't a hero shooter, but it's the same basic concept as the main mode in this, the shard mode, and it's you plant the bomb, or you defuse the bomb, or eliminate the team. It's like search and destroy, which I'm not a big fan of in Call of Duty, and I've never played Valorant. I'm not a mouse and keyboard player, and I'm on PC, so I'm not in the console beta for that, and I'm just not on mouse. I can't play mouse and keyboard, so I haven't really played Valorant. So this was my first foray into a game like this, and I could see, because of my experience here, trying those other games as well, especially if I learn mouse and keyboard, so I can try out CS, or I can try out Valorant, or play console Valorant. But this was my first experience, so I'm not super familiar with the genre necessarily, if it's its own genre. But this game was a nice intro to it. The cards were certainly a different twist on any game I had played. And this is just my general thoughts. We're going to get into specific positives and negatives in just a second. But it was a good experience overall. It's a game that I'm actually super excited for the beta, whenever that may be. I'm hoping it's by the fall, maybe early winter, by December-ish. I'm super excited to try out the game again. It was super duper fun. And if the beta comes out, whether it's closed or open, if you can get a chance to play it, I would definitely recommend playing, especially if you like Valorant or that type of game where you have a single life mode where you have to plant a bomb at a specific site or defend those sites, defuse whatever. Definitely a game worth trying out. So we're going to start minuses and then the things that I'm so about, and then we're going to go into the positives, because I'd rather end on a positive note, especially for a game that I truly enjoyed and I'd like to see go somewhere. If I'm looking down, I'm just looking down at my list so I can remember everything. The first minus is deaths after the round count, aka if my team plants the bomb goes off, and then you on the other team kills me, even though we won the round because the bomb went off, that still counts against my death. And you might say, well, why is that a negative? And that leads into my second negative, where we have a one-use weapon economy, where there isn't like a currency that you can earn for weapons. There's a currency that you can earn for the shards, for the shard cards, where you can modify the game. So you can earn that currency by performing in rounds. And then another thing that's actually a positive I'll get onto, there's actually little like treasure pods. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. But you can shoot those and they'll either have health or more shards for voting for cards. But I don't like the single-use weapon economy, especially in combination with a death after round, because if you die in a round, whatever primary weapon you chose for that round is now gone for the rest of the game. The other thing, which also is a single use of heroes, or as in this game they call them lancers, and each of the lancers have individual powers, so I think it's kind of balanced out like the way Overwatch does it, so you can't just stack on an OP lancer. Like if you play X Defiant, you can just stack on whatever the OP faction is. But I don't know how I feel. The single use legend or lancer is okay to me within the rounds themselves. But when you finish a game in a tie 3-3, you go into a 1v1 round where each player gets to select a position, which in the gameplay behind me, this was my first game ever we got into a 1v1, and I ended up clutching the win. But I always choose 5th because I'm just not confident in this game for a variety of reasons. One is the low to no aim assist, which I'll expand more when I get to my positives. But even in that overtime where it's only 1v1, so you're not stacking Lancers, each Lancer can only be used by one person, despite the fact that it's a 1v1. So you can't all use the same Lancer, despite it wouldn't be all on the playing field at the same time. And then the last negative I have is that every time you switch weapons, it rechambers the gun. So if you have an SMG, and you pull it out, rechambers it. Switch to your secondary, your pistol, rechambers it. Then when you switch back to your SMG, it rechambers again. It was definitely something that caused me to lose gunfights. Now, like I said, I haven't played Valorant, I haven't played CS, so that might be normal for this genre, and I'm just not aware. But to me, that's a negative, especially coming from other games. And with the cartoonish art style, which I actually really enjoyed, I'm afraid it would draw in more casual players than like Valorant or CS. And that's something that they're not going to be predicting as well. So I think that comes in as a negative as well. So just to go over my negatives again, you have deaths after round ends counts. You have the single-use weapon economy, which, you know, there's a point that I'll talk about in a second that kind of counters that. The single-use legends in the overtime round, I think, is a negative. And then the rechambering the guns every switch is not good either. Now moving on to my so-so things. One of the things that really interested me in playing this game was the card modifiers, where, you know, like I mentioned, you can modify things for yourself, your team, the other team, or the playing field. And I thought, based off the trailer, this was going to be each individual would have their own cards that they could play. But it's actually a team system where your team votes on what cards. And there's no vetoing cards, like you can't vote to not have a card, but they require a certain amount of shards for some, and other ones just require points that modify how strong that is. So one person can vote for it, you get that card, and the more people that vote for it strong. Like one of them is the bombs. I can't remember off the top of my head what they call the bombs in this game. But there's a card where you can have up to 5 bombs, so each one of your team members can carry them. But then there's other ones that just require shards, whether it's 1 shard up to like 4 or 5 shards for the modifier. I thought they were going to be individual cards. The team cards are interesting because, like, if you could get 3 cards apiece, you would have 15 cards on a team modifying, so it keeps that in check. But it sucks because if you want a certain modifier, but your team doesn't, and you don't have enough shards to vote for by yourself, you don't get it. Plus, the trailers just didn't make it clear enough. But it's something that doesn't really change my opinion of the game overall. And the second meh feature that they added was, if you die on that one-use weapon economy, you can actually ask team members. There's a feature to hit ask for weapon, and you can ask teammates for their one use for that weapon. Then finally, moving into the positives, the longest list I have is, first of all, the game's unique. I know it fits into a genre that we already have multiple games in, plus there's Search and Destroy in Warzone, and other FPS games have had their own version of Search and Destroy. So it's not unique in that way, but the combination of a hero shooter plus the cards that modify definitely is unique in my mind, and it was what drew me to the game, which I said is the first game in the genre. Normally I don't have an interest in a single life mode that isn't a BR, but the cards and the uniqueness definitely made it interesting. And I think the graphics are also pretty unique. I know there's lots of cartoonish graphics, but I don't know, these colors just really popped and the game looked really good. My second positive is the low to no aim assist. There were times where it felt like I had no aim assist at all, and when I did get aim assist, it didn't feel very strong. Coming from someone who plays controller their entire life, plays COD and Apex mainly, and if I'm not playing COD or Apex, I'm probably playing Fortnite if I'm playing anything PvE, and all of those games have strong aim assist, and so it's always a challenge. Like X-Defiant, I think, has stronger aim assist than FragPunk does, but it still has weaker aim assist in those games, and I like the challenge of having the less aim assist, because aim assist in games has gotten so strong nowadays, especially as gaming continues to grow, and there's more and more casual gamers out there. Gamers of all ages that just aren't going to compete with the cracked out players. So that's why there's stronger aim assist, but I like games that don't have it. Like, I know Valorant on PC has, like, none or very low aim assist. And I think on console, it isn't very strong either, which I think is good. Especially because so many people want to play mouse and key in so many games and don't, because controller aim assist is so strong. The next is the practice modes are available. They have, like, a scrimmage mode where you can get in gunfights with people. And they also have firing range that you can use while in between rounds. Unlike like Apex, you can't use the firing range in between rounds. I think Overwatch has a feature similar to this, and I really like that you can keep your gunny warm and practice while you're in between, not rounds, but games. Then I also really like that overtime mechanic that I mentioned. Instead of just going until somebody gets like a two-round win lead, you can settle in that 1v1 duel, which is essentially like a team gulag where each person goes 1v1. One thing that's interesting too is your health doesn't regenerate between rounds. So if I beat you in overtime and you take half my health, when I face your next teammate, I only have half my health to start, which I think is really interesting. And it does make it fair if you have a really strong team beating up on a weaker team. So that's good. Another positive is something that I already mentioned was the treasure that was on the map. I forget what it was called, but they're like shard pods that you could shoot, and either shards for voting next round would pop out, or a med kit would pop out so you could heal your health, because health doesn't regen in this game unless you have a Lancer that has the regen. I forget what her name was. She was the fungus lady. So the treasure on the map's very good. Another positive I has the cards that change the look of the map. I don't remember what the cards were specifically, but there was one that changed the map to where it looked underworld. There was one that put grass on there for hiding. There was one that makes the whole map icy so you can slide around. So it changes the environment you're in, and it's nice because it changes the play of that round, but it also changes the aesthetics and keeps it really fresh. So I really enjoyed that part of it as well. And then the final positive I had is that you can loot guns for extra use. So if I use one of the 2 SMGs and I die in a round, I lose that SMG. But the next round I kill an opponent and they have that SMG and I pick it up and I stay alive that round, now I get another use added into the bank. Or if I didn't use it, I would have 2 uses in the bank. And that's where that ask for weapon system might come in handy. Maybe I don't use an SMG. Hey, the round's ending, so I quick pick it up. And now I have it. If somebody asks for it, I can share that with them. So those were my main positives, my mez, and my minuses of the gameplay aspects of stuff. Another positive, like I said, is really good-looking graphics, really unique-looking graphics, cartoonish but bright and poppy, and not too like kiddish cartoonish, but fun graphics that look really good, especially for an alpha. Another positive that isn't necessarily, or a negative that isn't necessarily gameplay, is the wait times are too long between rounds. You get a long time to vote on cards, and it does speed up. You can see the match behind me. This whole video is going to be like 20 plus minutes, and part of that is because those in-between voting rounds are so long. And usually people are done voting with their shards long before the round ends. And you add that on top of time that's unique to selecting your Lancer and guns, and you get a long in-between round. To where a game that goes into overtime takes 20 plus minutes, which is as long as an Apex game, a Warzone game, a Fortnite game. And coming from playing those games in BR where you can have constant action and constant play, it does make the games really drag out. Another positive that isn't into the gameplay mechanics necessarily, but I forgot to put on my list, is there's also a team deathmatch-like mode. Now, there's only one map, which I'm sure will change for the alpha, but it was nice because, hey, you want to warm up or you need a break from the sweatiness of the single life mode, you have that option with the team deathmatch mode. And I always like when games have one mode. It's unfortunate when games are singular mode. That's why, like, Warzone having Rebirth is great, so you can switch it up. Or Fortnite adding Reloaded is great. And Apex has their mixtape modes and so on and so forth. It's nice when a game doesn't stick to one singular lane. Multiple modes are nice. And, like, all the multiplayer arena shooters and stuff, they've all had multiple modes. I don't think Valorant does, but I'm very ignorant to Valorant, and same thing with CS. I don't think they do, so that's another thing that makes it stand apart from this game. Those are my thoughts. I can't think of anything else in my head. I've been thinking about this game. The beta ended a couple days ago, especially by the time this video comes out, and so I've been trying to think of any other things. I tried to think of them, write them down while I played. So that's all I can think of, but overall, super excited for this game. Based off of the alpha, if I had to give it a rating, and once again, this is based off of someone who hasn't played the genre at all, but just someone who enjoys FPSs. Right now, as it stands, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. I'm looking at my list really quick, and I have 7 or 8 positives, only 2 mez, and only 4 negatives. So the positives are completely outweighing the things that I'm so on in the negatives. I think I'm comfortable giving this game as it stands for a 7 out of 10. I really hope we continue to see it developed and actually released. There's plenty of games that make it alpha beta, especially the last few years, that don't get a release. I really hope this game sees a beta within the next 2 to 3 months. I'm expecting more like 4 to 5, maybe 6, but I'm hoping we get a beta within the next few months because I want to be back on this game. Overall, I'd say, like I said, about a 7 out of 10. If you get a chance to try it for yourself, especially if you're this genre, please try it for yourself. This game is a lot of fun. But those are my thoughts. I'm super excited to play it. If you got to play it, let me know down in the comments below. If you didn't get to play it, let me know what you think of the gameplay in the background, or if you watched any streamers, any YouTube content, whatever. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And while you're scrolling down to comment, please don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, the notification bell. If you like this type of content and want to see it before others, make sure you hit that notification bell. And I also have all my social medias linked down below. I have my Twitch link down below, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, the works. I got them all. So if you feel so inclined, please feel free to follow, comment, like things on any platform. Always makes my day. But I will see you on FragPunk whenever it's available again. Have a good, get frying. Have a good day. Bye. Everywhere.
One enemy still standing.
Better go to...
Looks like defuse, yeah.
What the fuck is this thing?
That's a little drone. That's one.
I want to use that thing. Holy shit, that was cool. Y'all have 10 seconds to defuse.
Just a few seconds left.
They easily could have one defused, one fought that.
That's where the Call of Duty.
Time to draw your shard cards.
Right there. Site deletion. Oh, that's an interesting one. I'll put one in for that.
All I have is one. I just keep automatically using all of them right away.
I don't know. I have like 3 left. I don't know why. I can. Oh, you can. I can give mine too.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that. I was wondering what that give one meant.
Time to buy stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Do I? Oh, because we lost that round because they didn't freaking.
I don't know how I feel about this game, but I might also just be bad.
I get it. Rockets are OP.
Well,
You want in?
it's-
Let's
Hopefully,
do
it's free to
this.
play once this comes out.
I think I would like it better if we individually had cards.
I think that's the one thing so far I complain. I would wish the cards
Even
to
back
be
at home, I always said replacing blood with happy
individual.
cubes
I
would
got
be fun.
Jaguar.
Fly.
Alright, I got the sniper this game because I'm out of things that are automatic besides LMG.
I call it.
That is such an interesting thing. The
Yeah,
fact that like if you lose the round, you lose the gun.
yeah, I don't like that. I got to turn my ADS sense down.
Interesting. I find it interesting, but I can see where it can be like a problem.
I don't like it. Because if a gun's really OP, you get punished for dying in a round. Where like last game, I didn't get a fight. A dude was hiding behind a corner.
Well, this smoke is good for my health.
I hit the wrong ability.
Fight with a dusty cup. Skills recharged.
Converter planted.
Oh, it's planted at B.
Wait, I'm at B. Oh, you mean A.
Oh, A. I saw the symbol on B.
Just one enemy
I'm
left.
just a bot.
They must be so stressed right now.
Dude, I'm just bad. Like, I'm so confused on how to even get there.
Deal with him. Oh, sorry.
Must be so hard being the only one left.
It's all good.
My ADS sense is way too high.
Oh,
10 seconds left.
Oh, I'm not gonna get it in time, am I?
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Let's go!
failure to convert.
Let's go!
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, choose a position in the duel.
Give me 5.
You won?
Yeah, give me 5.
Give me 4. So when it goes to a tie, it goes into a 1v1.
I really like that
Time to
mechanic.
buy stuff.
That mechanic's cool. Oh, and all the guns are back. Cool.
Cool. Now let's blow stuff
I
up.
really hope it doesn't come down to me.
Let us begin. I crave
It's
the
literally
peace
like-
of battle.
Shootout. In the soccer game. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so we watched the first one. Okay.
This is a cool mechanic.
This is interesting. Oh. Oh, is it draw?
They traded? Bro, I'm gonna, if you have to go, Ricky, I'm gonna need you to wipe out multiple people.
I bet.
This
Oh,
will
my
slow
Lord.
down.
And you can use your abilities.
Oh my god, this dude's just sitting on a heady.
Interesting. This is interesting. It's like locked abilities.
I didn't even think about, oh my god, how? How's that shotgun not hitting? Oh, and your health doesn't go up.
Kind of all over
Oh,
the
yeah.
place, huh?
Like, your health is
Yeah.
your health in the next round.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
You see,
That was so obvious that dude was going for that heady. Alright, well, this is our good teammate that's been carrying us,
I'd
so.
like to make a splash.
Maybe not.
I'd like to make a splash.
No.
He got melted. Good luck, Ricky. We need you to kill 2 people. Nice, Ricky.
Wasting my time.
Nice.
Drops of special. Allow me.
Ah. No, I don't want this.
You got this. You got this. Ooh.
Reloading. Clean up or I'll breathe.
Oh, he's healing. Those healing.
Let's go. Let's go.
Nice.
That's a headshot, too.
Nice. That was awesome.
Hey, at least we won our first
That's the
game.
match.
It was a 4-3. That was okay. So that was like that. That's pretty cool.
Hey, how come I'm not up for any awards?
You would think you would get one just for winning that.
I clutched the last round to send us to overtime, and then won us the game, and I get nothing.
Bruh. This game.